Warm greetings from the high 10. It is Everyday Shenanigans. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to play you content pertaining to Quentin Simon. Court TV is the source. The second source will be A Balance. It's a shame that this case has turned into a circus, but that's to be expected because of the people involved in the story are street people, and I've told you that 1,000 times, that all these stories pertaining to missing children, deceased children, they mirror one another because of the people who had the children. If you see my avatar in a chat where I have darker hair, that is my alternate profile / channel, I guess, because I'm having some issues with the current channel that's attached to the StreamYard. So hopefully I can get everything settled in a week or so, because it's trying to do that. Change.org somehow booted me out of my other account, causing some issues. And my mod, she had the same problems as well with the change.org. But if you would like to go over to change.org to sign the petition pertaining to Billie Joe Howe and her daughter Leilani, it is for them to pay back the money of $250,000 to the county, since the chief had to go to the commission's board to request money to aid in this investigation. I feel it is only right that the grandmother and mother pay that money back, rightfully so. So please go to change.org. KM's name should be on that petition. I drew up one last night. I don't know if it's still up or not, but either way, just go to change.org and look for the petition. Please sign your name. We appreciate it. Thank you all so very much. Let's see what Vinnie Politan has to say. The second source will be A Balance.
From my perspective, not very likely. Because who, and this is a direct quote from the closing argument of the prosecutor in that other case, who takes an accident and covers it up and makes it look like a murder? You wouldn't do that. That's ridiculous, I think. But still, it is one of the possibilities of what happened to baby Quentin. And then the third is the absolute worst. I don't know why anyone would do it, but murder. Just outright murder. Someone purposely took the life of this little guy. You murder a child like that, you're going to do everything you can to not get caught, to cover it up, to get rid of the evidence. A possibility. So with all those possibilities in play, if it's a stranger abduction, you have no idea. But if it's number 2 or number 3, you got to take a look at who was there. Who was in the house? And it starts with Quentin's mom, of course. And investigators have already said that she is the primary suspect in a homicide. So they suspect homicide. They suspect someone inside the house. But you also have, the grandparents are in the house. My initial reaction as a grandparent myself is that is like the last thing a grandparent would ever do, right? I have covered those stories, though, where grandma is responsible for the murder of a child. I've seen that story. Unbelievably, it does happen. So it's a possibility. It's a possibility, but most of the cases we cover are either mom or who else? Dad? Well, dad's not even in the house, so it can't be him, but mom's boyfriend. How many times have we seen that headline and seen that story? So that's someone that has to be considered. And it's like any other case. You look at the people closest to your victim. And I say victim because baby Quentin's a victim. Because this is a 20-month-old child who was unaccounted for. So something bad happened. We all know it. Now, let's get to one of the facts I think has bothered many people in this case, and that's about the babysitter. Who canceled the babysitter and why? 5:29 in the morning.
Great question. Great
Send
question.
a text to cancel the babysitter?
Hello, baby.
What's going on at 5:29 that you're going to cancel the babysitter that you wouldn't have known the night before?
Come on with it.
And who's awake at 5:29? Who's doing that? That's a huge question.
Yes.
Huge question in this case.
Mm-hmm.
You've got a great babysitter, very reliable, loves kids. Has been taking care of Quentin. Why would you cancel the babysitter? Has to be a reason. Need an explanation for it. Haven't heard it yet. So finally tonight, what is the family saying? You know, what are they? You know, and believe me, we've covered those stories with missing children.
How about they have this picture of Billie Joe when she was what? In her 30s? Wow. I'm dead. Why is this a younger picture of Billie Joe on this news broadcast? Oh, wait.
Where mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, someone is coming out every day begging people to help search, begging for the public's help, doing everything to keep the story in the headlines and to keep the heat on so they can find their child. Not exactly hearing that in this case.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing that in this case. Not at all. So, and I understand there's pressure. There's pressure in the neighborhood. Some people not liking this family. But I've seen it where people were questioning families, but the family kept coming out and saying, where's our child? Help us, help us, help us. And eventually that child was found. All right, for those of you who are wondering what the family is saying, the family denied our requests for interviews several times. Julie J was in the neighborhood for a week, but Julie J did speak with a friend of the family who's known as Cher, doesn't really want her identity out there.
What?
For whatever reason, the heat is up on this case.
Right.
People are getting threatened left and right.
Right.
I don't know why everyone should be together looking for the child.
Well, we're not going to do that.
So here's part of what Cher, family friend, insider to the folks in baby Quentin's life, told Julie Janae.
For me, of course, my radar is up with Danny. And because, you know, from what we were told, Danny
I'm dead.
canceled the babysitter. And I have to wonder why. I like, is it because at 5:29 a.m. there was not 3 children to bring to the babysitter? I don't know. But I think it's fair to question. And, you know, that back door was open till 5:44 a.m., I believe, if the timeline is that right. Danny sent that text message at 5:29. Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to look further into Danny.
When you say the back door, is that something from surveillance footage? Is that from an alarm system, or is that just from?
Oh my God!
I think it's from their alarm system. I would have to look back because it's on one of my live shows. But
you are on a nationally syndicated show, and you've got to go look back at your what now? Your notes. How in the hell did you all get this clown on your TV program? This is sad and pathetic. You are doing what you do all the time on your network, and you wonder why people talk about you so terribly. You should have never gone on this show without a fucking receipt. You need to go back and look at your what? Your video. Because you don't know anything. That's why you got to go back and look at a video. You're being interviewed by phone, yet you're scared, you're afraid. You're not even in this country, so how the hell are you afraid? The only person you should be afraid of is the FBI and some croonies over there in Canada. But you go live all the time, so what are you afraid of? But you want to be hidden on a nationally syndicated show, which is in America. I'm confused. Wow. Hell yeah. We're going to give it to you tonight, have fun. Because you know what? You know what? This is what you wanted with 5 minutes of fame. Now you're on a syndicated show talking, but then you over here with your face wide open on YouTube. Make it make sense. So you might think you're fooling Vinny and this black girl up here. We got your number. You go live all the time. So why would you hide on a national show? YouTube spreads around the globe. Like that banner, it's cute. But yet you forgot to put up the banner of the baby since you're a right fighter.
When Danny, the door was open, I can't remember how long, but until 5:44. The back door.
Thank you, Pam.
And Danny sent the alarm or that text message to the babysitter at 5:29.
All right, so let's take a closer look at the timeline.
Don't even know the time.
Baby Quentin went missing.
Dear God.
Again,
what a travesty.
Back to that babysitter. 5:29, texts were sent to the babysitter saying no services needed for Quentin that day. And I think Shara has a good question. Why? Why? Why are they not needed? And who is sending them? She's saying that's the boyfriend, Danny, who is sending the text. And that's what the babysitter said. It came from Danny's cell phone. That's what the babysitters told us as well. 6 a.m., Leilani's boyfriend tells police he saw Quentin at 6 a.m. Okay. Boyfriend sends a text 5:29, babysitter not needed. Sees Quentin at 6 o'clock. Then at 9:39, this big gap, 3.5 hours, 911 called to report a missing child. Was no one awake? Like, what's happening between 6 and 9:30? I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening all that time. Where's Danny? Where's Leilani? Is Leilani awake? Is she not awake? Where's Grandma? Where's Grandpa? Where is everybody? 9:39, 911 called. Then 1 o'clock, the FBI joins the search for police. That's all in the morning. They move it to October 12th. A week later, law enforcement tells the family they believe Quentin is deceased and that Leilani is the prime suspect.
7 days later.
And then October 18th, the search for evidence in the landfill.
6 days later.
So that's where we are. Let's bring in our guests to get a little more perspective on all of these aspects of what's happening in that house. Joining me tonight in Salt Lake City, Utah, retired police commander, host of the Profiling Evil podcast, Mike King is with us. Also, Salt Lake City, Utah tonight, private investigator Jason Jensen. In Los Angeles, California, forensic psychiatrist, trial expert witness, and columnist of Inside the Criminal Mind, Dr. Carol Lieberman. And in Orlando, Florida, psychotherapist, CEO of Life Counseling Solutions, Dr. Jamie Lacey. Great to see everyone on this Monday. Mike King, let me start with you. 5:29. Canceling the babysitter. 5:29. That there has to be a reason for it, right? And there could be innocent explanations, and there can be not so innocent explanations. But to me, that is a crucial communication.
Absolutely. And this thing is going to get really interesting as we find out more about that period of time when the back door was open, if there was any imagery captured from neighbors' ring cameras or other kinds of doorbell cameras, and whatever imagery they might have at the house there. We've seen in other cases where the family actually has had their own imagery that impeaches them or helps them. But that 529 call, there are indications out there that those texts normally come from the boyfriend's phone, that oftentimes that Leilani is the author of those on his phone. So this one's going to boil down to testimony, and it's going to boil down to precipitating and preceding kinds of events. What do they do normally?
Let's go back. Let's go back to what he said for just a second about her using the phone. Just a second.
When the back door was open, if there was any imagery captured from neighbors' ring cameras or other kinds of doorbell cameras, and whatever imagery they might have at the house there. We've seen in other cases where the family actually has had their own imagery that impeaches them or helps them. But that 529 call, there are indications out there that those texts normally come from the boyfriend's phone, that oftentimes that Leilani is the author of those on his phone. So this one's going to boil down to testimony, and it's going to boil down to precipitating and preceding kinds of events. What do they do normally when they make these kinds of notifications? Is it normal to make a notification at 5:29 in the morning?
Exactly.
Because I don't think that babysitter starts that early in the daytime. So that's really interesting. And then what's happening with that 6 o'clock and having these hard times? Is that the normal time he goes to work, or is that something that's outside of the norm? And so as we start looking at these things, it helps us kind of move from, okay, that's possible, to maybe more improbable. It just doesn't fit, and starts putting across an opinion or a feeling that this thing might be staged.
Jason Jensen, I'm thinking about possibility number one that I talked about. An abduction. So if the back door is open, okay, abduction. But the problem is that at 5:29, you're saying the babysitter's not needed. So if the abduction, if you have an abduction window to 5:44 a.m., to me that's impossible, because it seems like someone's awake because they just texted at 5:29. So the abduction would have to take place before 5:29. But if it took place before 5:29, I don't think it'd be a text, we don't need a babysitter. I think it would be a phone call to 911, my child is missing.
Right, Benny. It's very interesting that they're saying that the door was left open for such a duration of time. The question is whether that's normal, just like what Mike was saying. Is it normal for the door to be open? Is the boyfriend removing items to his vehicle for purposes of work, tools and the like? Or is it out of character for that door to be open? And, what's to say that someone didn't manage to get into the home during that period of time, and then the abduction occurred thereafter, after the boyfriend leaves for work? So back to your question earlier, Benny, about what takes place between 6 a.m. and 9:39.
Yeah.
Are there other things that are happening, like others leaving, and the door opening and closing in the normal course of the day? And is there one door opening that's unaccounted for?
Easy to say all that now, but yet she is the prime suspect, Leilani Simon, 7 days after the report goes in of a missing child. So therefore, there is no kidnapper, random person. If anybody committed the crime besides Leilani, it is Danny Youngkin or somebody in that house. Because why would a door be open and then it had to miraculously close itself? Stay woke now. How did it get open? Because whether you think this way or that way, somebody opened the door from the outside or the inside. And in the end, somebody shut the door. 9 times out of 10 from the inside. To make it appear that somebody came in. So that means you didn't lock your door, allegedly, if you still want to run with this kidnapping theory.
Dr. Carol Lieberman, here's the part. We were just showing some videos from TikTok of little baby Quentin. I don't, if you look at those, look at this guy. Would you look at this? I mean, where inside a criminal mind could anyone come up with any reason to do anything other than love that child?
Yes, he's adorable. It's really sad to think that someone could purposefully have done harm to him. Of course, there is the theory, the grandmother's call to the little boys, to Quentin's father, saying that her theory was that Leilani and Danny were getting high and they weren't watching, and Quentin drowned in the bathtub or something. That's one theory. One of the things I've been thinking about, because there have been a lot of mysterious things happening, not just Quentin disappearing, but, Quentin's father, Bubba, his mother died just in this past week or so, and his father was run over by a hit and run. a lot of strange things, are happening. And I'm wondering if
Very
it could
strange.
be, I know I'm kind of going out on a limb, but it's so hard to explain these things. Certainly the family was very much into drugs. Could this somehow have to do with some kind of a drug buying gone bad, or something, taking the baby in revenge for not having paid for drugs, or just, some story like that connected to drugs? It's because, as you said, you look at that little innocent face, and it's really hard to think of someone doing harm for no good reason.
Dr. Jenny Lacey, I've covered the story so many times of the child is harmed not by mom or dad, but sometimes by like mom's boyfriend. I'm not saying that's what happened here, but as we look at the dynamics of this unit in this family, he is the last one apparently to see baby Quentin alive. That's what we understand. His statement to police is at 6 a.m. he saw baby Quentin alive. This is a half hour after canceling the babysitter. To me, that is very, very significant, important, and he may be the most important person in all of this if he's the one making those statements.
When we consider the dynamics, and you did say dynamics, and we're looking at the people who had access to this beautiful young child, and those that had the last access, and you think about they're either going to be in one or two states right now. They're not wanting to be found out, so they're going to act as normal as possible when we get inside that criminal mind. Or if they truly don't know what has happened, then we're going to see more anguish. We're going to see some of the more typical responses. Or it could be that they know what's happened to the child and the inner turmoil, or looking at in those moments potentially of something happening out of reaction, or if it's premeditated, right? It's going to dictate how someone's going to be responding and why we see certain things, why we're looking for certain things because of the certain dynamics that we know a mother's love. When we look at it from a normal standpoint, there's going to be high attachment. There is going to be a certain level of intuitive nature and being connected with that child. But if there are other things that are interfering with that, as we've already heard some of the other panelists mention, drug use or high volatile relationships and the child being in the way. I mean, there's so many possibilities, as you mentioned, but narrowing it down to those three, I think we can all focus pretty much on who has had access to that child.
Absolutely. I mean, and those pictures, I don't get tired of looking at them, but it's incredibly tragic because something terrible has happened to Quentin. All right, our panelists are staying with us for the hour. When we come back, we're going to talk about relations and dynamics, the dynamics between Quentin's mother and grandmother. What exactly is going on there? Plus, coming up next hour.
Great questions. Why call the babysitter? Now, Vinny doesn't know that allegedly this woman kept the children and got them early in the morning, so that's why she would be up, Miss Diana McCarter. But you're not going to take the kids to the babysitter missing one because you know she's going to ask, well, where is the other child? Where is Quentin? Okay. So that's why they didn't take the children, because McCarter would ask. All right, everybody, we're back to the program.
During the conversation with Bubba earlier, Billie Joe shared her theory that actually it was Leilani and Leilani's boyfriend who were present and high on drugs, and that Quentin, she believed, had drowned in a bathtub. So it was a stark contrast to see what they said publicly versus what
the door was set up.
Said to Bubba privately.
That's Sean Cohen, senior reporter from the Daily Mail, talking to us and talking about what baby Quentin's grandmother said to baby Quentin's father about what she thought may have happened here. May tell us a lot about what exactly is going on in that home and what grandma thinks of Leilani, her own daughter, Quentin's mom. Let's take a listen to more of Julie Janae's conversation with Cher. Again, Cher is a family friend of the folks in
this is hilarious.
Life, Quentin's mother, grandmother, everyone in that house. Let's see what she has to say about this dynamic.
Yeah, I think people are not. I think they assume that Billie is protecting Leilani in some way. It's not. She's very publicly said, if my daughter has done something, she needs to be punished for it. And that's exactly what I've been told. And the whole family has even said that publicly, from Leilani's brothers, Billie, now do they think that...
Say that again. You lie so much.
She thought may have happened here. They tell us a lot about what exactly was
Lord.
at home and what grandma...
What they said,
Her own daughter, Quentin's mom. Let's take a listen to more of Julie Janae's conversation with Cher. Again, Cher is a family friend of the folks in Quentin's life, Quentin's mother, grandmother, everyone in that house. Let's see what she has to say about this dynamic.
Yeah, I think people are not. I think they assume that Billie is protecting Leilani in some way. It's not. She's very publicly said, if my daughter has done something, she needs to be punished for it. And that's exactly what I've been told. And the whole family has even said that publicly, from Leilani's brothers, Billie, now do they think that someone...
Cher, when did they say that? You mean Leilani said, if you all find me at fault, then I'll turn myself in. The only public conversation that's been going on is those people coming to you and talking on your network. That's it. I don't recollect the brothers coming forward saying anything about what you just said. So what network were these things said? And it's funny that you're sitting up here on a national syndicated show as if you're really this woman's friend. We already know that it's going to be some smoke in the city eventually. And you're going to be ho-hum when that bitch drops you. Because that's exactly what's going to happen. Because she's going to have to give up that kid. And you're going to be back to square one like you were with the Wells. Sitting up there in Canada with your tail between your legs looking stupid. You are really a vile creature. Because you're sitting up here on this TV show making people think you're friends with these people when we already know they don't have any friends. Because none of their friends have spoken to the news. And you're sitting up here hiding via voice. But yet you're scared. But you're not scared to go live. As if nobody in Canada watches YouTube. Come again. Lord have mercy. You have to shame yourself. You are a piece of work.
Should be looked into also, yes. But I'll just repeat what she has very publicly said and what I know I hear almost daily. That is
right on your channel.
She wants whoever done something, whatever it is, no matter who it is, even if it's her own daughter, she wants them arrested.
Oh my God.
All right, let's bring back in our experts, Mike King, Jason Jensen, Dr. Carol Liebman, Dr. Jenny Lacey.
Just lie to the TV.
Lacey, how about this mother-daughter dynamic? And I'm talking about Quentin's mom and Quentin's grandma. To me, that is the crucial relationship and where some answers have to come out of. I mean, they're all in this house together.
That is a crucial relationship because, as we know, the grandmother had some power and had some say over what was going on based off of what she's known her daughter's behaviors being. So when you're looking at that type of dynamic, right, there could be this internal power struggle that can happen. And with some of the toxic dynamics that we do know, that can include manipulation. I mean, it can include so many things, especially what's being reported as far as being evicted from the home, right? That could be demonstrated as another power move, which can also make someone from an emotional state react in a very maybe not the healthiest way. So I do believe when we look at that family dynamic, the mother and that daughter relationship is a very important one, because they will understand how poor little Quentin may have been either a pawn or been used to kind of be in that power struggle, which we often see in these types of family dynamics.
And Dr. Jane Lacey's down in Orlando. Dr. Carol Lieberman, I was in Orlando for a long time covering the trial down there. Same type of dynamics we're talking about. Kaylee Marie Anthony's grandmother, during the death penalty trial of her daughter, from my perspective, was doing everything she could to protect her daughter during that trial. Talk about this difficult position of being
they haven't spoken.
Mother, potentially
just lying to this man.
Child's killer. Potentially. That conflict that a grandparent would go through.
They have had a very volatile relationship from long before Quentin was born. You know, you can tell from things that are going on today. So, for example, behind her daughter's back, the grandmother is talking to the father of Quentin, saying, well, I think it was my daughter and her boyfriend, you know, taking drugs. On the other hand, the mother and daughter were, when the police were looking for Quentin, were drinking together at a bar, you know, all buddy. I think it's been like that for their life, you know, that it's been too close in a sense and too far apart. It's been this very confusing dynamic for Leilani, and you know, very difficult, and you know, the mother has a rap sheet, the grandmother has a rap sheet and so on. You know, she has 3 children, to my knowledge, and you know, Leilani and 2 boys, and all of them have gotten in trouble with the law, including the grandmother, who's had 18 arrests. So of course it's going to be up and down and over and under in that family.
Jason Jensen, I want you to take a look with me here what the Chatham County Sheriff's Office has said about the latest in the landfill search. After thousands of hours of investigating and gathering evidence, everything still points to Quentin being recovered in the landfill and his mother, Leilani Simon, as the primary suspect in his death and disappearance. We spent 2 weeks digging through thousands of tons of garbage. We knew going into this landfill search, the odds of recovering Quentin's remains were low. Most landfill searches do not end in a recovery due to many factors, including volume of trash to search and compression of the debris. However, we stay focused. It seems very clear that there's nothing that is waving them away from the search of that landfill and the focus on Leilani. So there has to be something very compelling evidence that we haven't learned about.
Exactly.
Right, Vinny. Well, one of the things that really stands out to me, you know, as being a cold case investigator that I am, I always look for flaws in an investigation that may potentially turn the case cold. Here, what we do know factually is that the FBI was brought in at 1 o'clock that day, the day that Quentin disappeared, and I would imagine that they used technology to trace phones for the individuals in the home, and one of the things that probably led them to suspect Leilani is GPS data. Because they said later on that the reason why they're searching the landfill is they traced the lead from a specific dumpster at a specific location. Well, if they're saying that Leilani went to a dumpster, and that's why they think that they're going to find Quentin at the landfill, the problem that I see is maybe the trip to the dumpster was to get rid of contraband, because we do know that this family has a history of chronic substance abuse. So if they were getting rid of contraband, it may have nothing to do with the body, and they're looking through a landfill for no reason at all.
Well, we'll
All
see.
right, we'll continue our discussion. We've got a lot more to get to, including Baby Quentin's babysitter. Someone from outside the home who may have a lot of information has been speaking out on TikTok. We'll show you what she's saying, and we'll bring back our experts.
So I put that on my post pertaining to this information, okay? So someone questioned me, why are you asking these questions about the baby in the landfill? Because a lot of people don't think the child's there. That's why I asked the question. I always ask my viewers how they feel about a certain situation, whether it's in a poll or not. Some people don't think the child is there. So now you have this guy, investigator, saying, what if it's contraband they put there? Well, my thing is, they're at home alone. What difference does it matter about going 6 minutes down the road to throw contraband in the garbage late night to the wee hours when you have a garbage can outside? Nobody's there. So who's going to be looking in the trash to see you threw paraphernalia in the garbage? You want me to believe that every time they get high, they go run down to the Azalea Park or any other dumpster in that area and throw stuff in the dumpster? Stay woke. I doubt that. Let's see what this babysitter has to say. I'm just backtracking a bit. 1 second.
Mother started today. I don't understand really what is going on, why she's not been arrested. But all we can do is keep praying. As of now, we do know from what they're saying that he's not alive.
So what, Karen?
That's little Quentin's babysitter, right across the street. I mean, they live in the same block as Baby Quentin.
Well, they don't really know if Vinny knows all these things that people get into.
Mother's not been arrested.
People don't know these people when they come on.
Jensen, Dr. Carol Lieberman, Dr. Janie Lake.
Let me explain something to most of you. I think you should know this. A lot of people, when people come on to give their opinion about something, or just like them going out to the protesters, the news people don't know those people out there. They're just asking them questions. Hey, how are you? Why are you out here? Blah, blah, blah. They don't know everything about them. Probably don't even know their name. Just ask them a question. Hey, what are you doing here? I can't speak for him to say what he knows about that person you just mentioned, but I doubt that they hang out together and go to lunch and have dinner. You understand what I'm saying? But they say they have evidence against her. I'm going to lean on faith that they have what they have, because I refuse to believe they just went and threw paraphernalia, a shoe in the garbage, this and that. Yes, people are known to take things and dump them in different places. Of course, that's so you don't get apprehended. But either way, you're throwing something in there that's of relevance to the child. Whether it's the child or it's something else. I don't know. I wasn't there. It still shows guilt. And you don't know where else they may have searched. So I would think you threw the whole baby away in the dumpster. How about that? Thank you for joining me.
You see, Mike King, can we answer that question? I mean, they've got enough evidence against her to think that she's the prime suspect, enough evidence to say they believe Baby Quentin's in that landfill. Why no arrest yet?
I think the big answer is that they want to find a body. They want to attach that body so they're not going on a completely circumstantial case. They clearly have focused in on mom. But what I find out, I investigated a lot of these death investigations, a lot of missing kids over my career. And one of the things that I learned early on, and I think I was trained by some really good homicide investigators, is sometimes we get wrapped around the axles on all the stuff we're hearing, and we're not focusing on what's not being said.
Exactly.
And so I look back at this case, Vinny, and I think there's a couple things that are not being said. Again, we talked about it a little bit on the show tonight, but that's there's a couple of hours that they're either out by the pool partying or doing something, but that back door is open and there's some activity going on. Could it be that it's activity moving and getting rid of evidence or staging a scene to look like something different? But there's not a lot being said about that. We have that text message. We have the boyfriend leaving for work. Well, what happened to the boyfriend? Why isn't he there supporting Leilani?
Thank
being a part
you.
of all this? That's what's not being said to me, and makes me wonder
Go
if
ahead,
there's
Mike.
something that's been said in discussions with law enforcement. If she's made admissions, he's made admissions, not confessions necessarily.
Hello, Sweet Pea.
But things that might lead up to this thing. We're not talking much about the fact that they went back and they checked that swimming pool out. There's a reason they did that. Was it that the child, when somebody...
He froze.
We just lost our connection to Mike King. We'll get that back in a second. In the meantime, I want to show you some of the TikTok videos and pictures and images posted by Diana McCarter. She's the babysitter for little Quentin. Take a look at these images. You know, we've been showing them tonight, and it's interesting that it's the babysitter who was posting these. And this is a missing child. You know, if your child is actually missing, then you would want those images everywhere. And in today's world, with TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything else that exists, you could get that image everywhere if you were trying. If you were trying. Let's take a listen to more of Diana McCarty here talking again about the case, about what she potentially knows on her TikTok feed.
I'm going to tell you that everything that I've said from the beginning has stayed the same because it's the truth. I never seen abuse with these kids as far as hitting. I seen 2 bruises, and I couldn't tell you if they hit him or not. It could have been an accident by them falling.
Now, I also want to show you what she told Fox News in an interview. And she hasn't given a ton of interviews because of some criticism that she's getting from outside folks. I still don't understand it, why you would do that, but they have. Here's what she said. She said she'd been watching Simon's 3 children for about 9 months before Quentin's disappearance. 9 months, that's like half of his life. Said that her 16-year-old daughter found Quentin and Zane alone in the family's full-size backyard pool over the summer. The children cannot swim. Wow. Every time they come over here, we bathed them. They were dirty. We fed them good because they were always hungry, said the sitter who lives across the street. Definitely there was neglect there. Okay, and I understand, you know, people have access to different things, but when it comes to taking care of a child and watching a child and keeping a child fed and clean, those are top priorities, regardless of where you are in life. Those are your priorities, and whether you have very little or you have a lot, you have that responsibility. You absolutely do. But these are things that were noticed by the babysitter. Let's bring back in our guest. Dr. Carol Liebman, your reaction to that, these children, 2 of them could have been left in the pool by themselves. 2 children who don't know how to swim.
It's unbelievable. It's almost as though she was hoping that they would disappear, you know? Obviously, when she was taking drugs, that was her primary interest. You know, if the door was open, I mean, I guess theoretically that's one thing that could have happened, that he walked into the pool by himself. But it's like she was just tempting fate, you know, and not taking better care of the children. It's terrible. I mean, and another thing is, the babysitter has said that Child Protective Services, she called Child Protective Services, or she knew that somehow that they were involved. And you wonder why, well, first of all, why they left them with the grandmother, you know, that she wasn't going to be a better supervisor, and just why the children weren't put in a safer home.
Dr. Janie Lacey, I can almost hear in my head right now, going back to Orlando, the same opening statement in this trial. Baby Quentin was never missing because baby Quentin drowned in the pool and was found by his grandmother, who then told her daughter, "You're going to go to jail for this." And then the evidence was gone.
Absolutely. And, we consider the babysitter's statements who was someone who had inside information, who had access to these children. So her statements of neglect, right, will tell us a lot about the state of this home and the state of baby Quentin in particular. So we can make some assumptions based off of even her statements of the basic needs of this child were not being met, just the clean, the being watched, being fed, all the basic needs. So if that wasn't there, then we can only imagine the other conditions that were present that would.
Billie Joe, you posted a cardboard sign in your window. Voices behind the wall. Are you serious? Oh my God, you people are just, they're the words. What in the hell is wrong with you people? First you put a banner up, now you've got a cardboard paper in your window stating, I can't. Wow, you all are some desperate, disgusting people. But as my king said, focus on what's not being said, such as pleas for the child. You never pled for the baby, ever. You waited 3 weeks before you did a cockamamie interview where you're damn near admitting you killed the kid. If I'm at fault, I'll turn myself in. No innocent person would say that, Leilani. Then you go put this banner up of a YouTuber that lives in a whole entire different country. For what reason? But I can't wait to play A Balance's commentary on that. Because you told on yourself in that conversation on your live. Well, we was going to put the other one up of Quentin, but what? The protesters weren't there? So basically you're saying you were going to put up Quentin's banner, but there wasn't nobody there to protest, so you all just left your banner up there. Oh, I'm going to play that. So the people that's still blinded by the light can see what you're about and what you're made of, that you're nasty and you're vile, and you're just like those people at 535 Bulk Counter. Because you sat in your own live and made an excuse why you couldn't put up the baby's banner, but put yours up instead. Because I support them. Hi, I'm Chucky. Want to play? Disgusting.
Put these children or put this child in harm.
Absolutely. All right. Guests are staying with us. We're going to talk about baby Quentin's dad and all of those protesters outside of the house. We've got an update on what's happening with them. Plus, coming up next hour.
Just vile. You're just a vile creature. You're no different than those people. You're no different than Leilani. You're no different than Billie Joe. And I tell people this all the time. When you see people who aid complete strangers that have harmed children, allowed abuse to go on, they're only telling you that's what I'm made of. That's why I'm rocking with these people. That's why I'm supporting these people. I am these people. I support them because I'm just like them. I'm flawed. I'm a nobody. I don't even have any self-respect. I don't even have self-respect for myself. So hell yeah, I'm going to rock with these street people. I'm going to show you what I'm made of. I'm just like them. And as I've always said, most of these people, YouTubers, chat members, anybody, seconds away from being a news story, such as this case with this kid. You can look at some of the people that were on the ground. They weren't right. And I know it's a terrible thing to say, but them folks weren't right. All you have to do is look at how they talk, how they carried themselves. Tells you a lot.
But
Basically nothing. I mean, they haven't came out, said anything. They hide behind the fence. You know, they just pull out. They don't try to, you know, let us know that they even care. I mean,
hell, you're crazy.
As a mom, I think that if this happened to me, knock on wood, I would hope that it wouldn't. I would come out and say something, you know, can y'all help me find my kids? You know, but you're not. You're going to Tabby and you're drinking and you're partying. Like, what are you doing? What is going on here? Where's the FBI? Where's Secret Service? Somebody needs to find this baby and lock her up. Lock them all up because the grandma had custody. So if the grandma has custody and she left her with them, she's just as at fault.
One of the many protesters who were outside baby Quentin's house, well, now they could get locked up if they continue protesting because some new enforcement of some longstanding local ordinances now down there in Chatham County, Georgia. Take a look. A no loitering sign has been put up between 7 p.m. and 7 a.m. And they're also going to now require a permit from the county manager to protest there during the day. Now, obviously, all of this stuff could be challenged by a constitutional lawyer, but I don't know if the protesters are going to go that route or just kind of stay away from the house.
Stay away.
What the police chief had to say, the behavior of many YouTubers and people calling themselves protesters has gone beyond anything acceptable in a civil society. We have to return the neighborhood back to the residents. It is their neighborhood.
Yes, it is.
One other thing that I wanted to talk about tonight is all the tragedy surrounding Quentin's dad, Bubba. And I can't imagine going through what he has gone through in the last month. Take a look at this. As you know, his son, Quentin, went missing on October 5th. Okay. His mom passed away on October 24th. Then his dad is the victim of a hit and run on November 3rd. That's a lot. That's a lot. And, our thoughts are with Henry, Bubba Moss tonight, going through all of that. In less than a month, your son, your mom, your dad, all gone? Wow. Let's bring back in our guests. Jason Jensen, you know, I look at what's happening in Bubba's life. I can't imagine any of it's related, but it could be related. I guess you just have to look at it because one's a hit and run. Who would do that? It could be an accident. He wasn't at the house when his son went missing, but all of this tragedy befalling on one guy.
Right. It seems like it's all unrelated, but it's definitely terrible for Henry Bubba. But definitely out from the outside, you wonder if there's some kind of connection, but you'd have to look to see the driver of the hit and run, if there's some kind of nexus to the neighborhood where Quentin went missing and things of that nature. But short of that, it's like, wow, this poor guy's gone through a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Mike King, you know, the protesters making a lot of noise, putting a little pressure on the family, but it became too much for the neighborhood, and law enforcement is going to try to push them out. Do you think this story dies down?
I don't think so, Vinny, and I'm right with the police chief in his comments. I thought they were dead on. The neighborhood shouldn't have to endure that kind of malarkey. Civilized was a great term to use, and I want to give these folks the benefit of the doubt that emotionally they really want to see something happen, but keeping 50 police officers at that scene, because that's how many times police have responded to that scene because of these protesters getting out of hand. I'd much rather see those 50 cops out following leads and trying to solve this case. And I think we need to do a better job, especially in the YouTube community or in social media, of taking a little higher road.
Absolutely. You know, there's a lot that can be done and has been done by talking about a story, keeping it in the headlines, and garnering the interest. It's the same thing that you can do on television. which is let people know there's a missing child. If you saw something, say something, come forward. We've seen podcasts that have taken cold cases and turned them into warm cases, hot cases, and arrests and cases being solved. So I'm right with you there, Mike King. Big thank you to everyone tonight. What a great job. Dr. Janie Lacey, Dr. Carol Lieberman, Jason Jensen, Mike King. Your insight is amazing, and I know your time is valuable, so we appreciate it. And we'll see you all very, very soon.
Well, you didn't let the black lady say anything down there in the corner. What happened to her? Very strange. I didn't hear anything from her. Well, let's chop up what was said. When you watch this video, it'll be a while before I get to post anything because as I said, I'm having some issues. When I tried to do that .org, it messed up my account, some crazy reason. But nonetheless, you see the baby running around in diapers. So I do believe nobody put clothes on the kid for some strange reason. Kinsley has dropped the change.org link in the chat. Please sign it if you believe they should pay the money back, the $250,000 to the county. I do believe they should pay it back because one has been named as a suspect. So therefore, the great taxpayers of that county should not be responsible for paying that money. People are barely making it right now. So both need to pay it because one was the custodian and one had the child in her possession. And if indeed there's another suspects, throw their asses in there too to pay the money back. It doesn't bother me none. You hear Mike King mentioning about the phone. That she used his phone. Implications that she used his phone on occasion or more. Or was it that she only used it that one time? At 5:29, Leilani. You have two pimps pimping each other in this story. One from Georgia and one from Canada. Signs in the window, signs outside. Yet where is Quentin Simon's sign? We'll get to that here in a minute when I play A Balance's commentary. This is all a show. As I had explained to you all in my live yesterday, these people are pimping each other. I can do better with a YouTuber than the news because they can stream all day and night on a YouTube channel. Can't do that on the news. I can't sway you on that news. They're only giving me 2 or 3 seconds to say something. That YouTube channel's better because I can go on there and cry and fall out and ask for Amazon wish lists and GoFundMe's and donations and Cash App and Venmo. Can't do that on the news. But I can find me a sucker that looks like a baby horse. She can help me out fine. Yeah, I said that. We're going to get to those empty threats you put out also, threatening anybody that has something to say about Billie Joe or you. Well, you know what? It is what it is. Stay off of the wire. Nobody have anything to say about you. I don't have to like what you say. You don't have to like what I say. But when you decide to aid people who are responsible for a child, it's open season. And you put yourself in that situation. As most of you know, a storm is coming to the coast. So they will be cutting the search for the baby off, I think, by Thursday. And resume on Monday. Mike King makes a great point that they've wasted resources. 50 calls to one address because of these goofballs on the ground. Somebody could be robbing a bank, holding somebody up, holding somebody hostage. They're all over there on bulk halter. You already have a small county. Do you really want 50 calls to one house? See, I blame the chief because you allowed that to go on. You allowed 50 calls to get out. You allowed these people down there for 3 weeks. That's on your watch. You allowed this. And what some of us are fearing is that when they decide to cut the search off, God forbid they don't have a body or remnants of a child, you're going to say what? Still gonna let her walk? Still gonna let both of them walk? No charges? What? That's the fear. If there's nothing found in a reasonable enough time, somebody gets tired and say, okay, we're gonna cut the search. They don't find anything pertaining to Quentin Simon. You won't arrest her because you don't have anything out of that landfill. That's gonna be devastating. That's gonna be devastating. Very devastating. You hear this other gentleman speaking of things thrown in the trash can, possibly not the child. Well, as I said, these are junkies that don't care to get in their car and drive to throw away paraphernalia. I don't know too many people are going to ride out in the middle of the night to go drop their paraphernalia in the dumpster at a trailer park. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Thank you all for signing the petition. God bless all of you. Please pass it along on your Facebook posts, IG posts. Mention it when you're chatting in other chats. Thank you so much. Who's just going to ride down the highway, down the road, geeking and high, and, I'm going to go throw this paraphernalia in the garbage? Come on now. As you see, you'll need a permit to go raise hell at 535 Bulk Halter. Will these nimwits take that good money some of you've donated and go get a permit just so they can stand out there? Because naturally, if you get a permit, that means you're getting a permit for thyself, not a group. I doubt it if it's for a group. I don't know how it goes, but I'm praying that you all will fly away. Give it a rest. All of this is disturbing. The case itself is disturbing. No remorse, no sympathy, no empathy for a baby, never pleading for the child, picking up random people to fall in behind you. Acolytes. Look it up. It's my new word for the year before we check out of 2022. Billie Joe found her an acolyte. Found her a nasty, croony acolyte to sniff her tail, to get the word out that, yes, I'm a bottom feeder. And yet, in that live you did, you still never took any responsibility or felt like your friend took any responsibility for having custodial rights of the child. You danced all around that in your live. I'm going to play that for the chat because I think it's interesting. You're arguing with a panel guest, but the one thing you and that Laura chick won't own, she had custodial rights of the kids, and she went and lived her life off the beaten path with her husband. You are just as guilty as if you choked the baby, beat the baby, suffocated the baby, kicked the baby, drowned the baby, whichsoever. You had custodial rights and you knew your child was a misfit. That was the purpose of you having the rights. So you don't get a pass because, oh, you weren't there. As Cher loves to say, well, they weren't there. They weren't there. Well, she had rights to her, Cher. To all the kids. She had rights to the kids. And they did this paperwork for a reason, because I believe somebody had been calling and snooping around. And the fact that you want to blame that babysitter as if she was supposed to be the mother of the children, are you serious? They paid her. They paid her to take care of them kids. They paid her. Well, I didn't know that Dinah McCarter was their mother. She got her own damn family. Nobody wants to keep your kids for 12 hours straight. They got their own life to live. Okay? So she was not responsible for those children. And the part you left out of that live was, oh, when they came to pick the children up, ding, 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 ding. That means you had them in your peripheral after leaving McCarter's house. So you are responsible because they're now in your possession. You left that part out in your live, Dodo Bird. You left out the part where, once again, Billie Joe was the custodian, and when the children left the babysitter, they were in the peripheral, Danny and Leilani. So they're culpable because they're the ones with the kids until they take them back to McCarter. Those are not McCarter's kids. Billie Joe may have paid her to keep the kids, whoever paid, but those kids do not belong to Diana McCarter, and that was a low-down thing to say. She got paid. She didn't even get fucking paid. You a stinking wench. You a stinking wench. Let's hear what AB has to say. Thank you for joining me.
For those of you who don't agree with Cher, we're going to go through the comment section for the most recent post, and I'm going to see how soon it is before you cringe from these comments. Now, are you ready? Great. The top one is from the Dysfunctional Society. That's great and everything, but I would have liked to see a banner for Quentin. 109 thumbs up.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
where's the banner?
It doesn't matter where they placement. Still get hate. As sign says, it's how we feel away protecting him. What does that even mean? Dana's love responds, which is Billie Joe. Yes, you have been our family's true voice, spoken like a true demon. Think about how crazy that is at this point in time, considering nobody knows anything. This is what the point of coming to Cher was in the first place, to try to garner sympathy. It's a large sympathy ploy. It doesn't matter. As long as you reach out and do it, you've accomplished what you set out to accomplish. And congratulations, Cher, you were just a tool in this.
Yes, Abby.
Dysfunctional Society responds, the memorial is on the other side of the fence, where it is hard to see. It's lovely, and I understand how sacred it is to the family. You sure about that? How important it is for the family. It's more important for the people who dropped it off. Nana's love, Billie Joe's responding to Bertie Carter, protected right behind the voice that has given him love, compassion, and hope. You might want to use some commas in there. Also, the beautiful lady that has given our family compassion. Now we know you're lying.
Let me read this commentary from Horses Behind the Wall. What did you say? All of y'all, you will pay, capital letter WILL, pay my friend back of every, capital letters, dollar you make off her name. You will, capital letters, pay that all back 100 times. That's 100. So keep it up. I will, bitch. I will. That's Everyday Shenanigans talking. Y'all will be paying up soon. Mark my words. I will make sure. What? You will be made an example of. Oh, wait a minute. You will be made an example of. Okay.
Oh, it's sheer beautiful. She shares it setting themselves up for a great big disappointment.
I'm trying to get all this.
Because all of a sudden
I make sure she gets it all back and then some. Cher, listen at me. Listen at me well. Who gives a fuck? As somebody once told me, you sit up there, you put yourself out there when you go on YouTube to be criticized. I guess so. But the one thing I'm not doing while I'm up here is aiding no fucking hillbilly that killed no kid. May not like my opinions on this, and this, but I will never aid nobody that had the children and left them deliberately with the unfit mother. And I'm not going to aid the mother who I know didn't give a fuck about her kid. Every fucking time you see the boy running around, he didn't even have on shoes and a shirt. Just a pamper. That's what hillbillies and ghetto ratchet people do when they don't want to put clothes on their kids. Don't want to buy them no shoes. Let them run around barefoot. Let them run around with no shirt on. I don't care if it's the South. Put some clothes on your baby. Hell, the baby daddy told that, did he not? One of the baby daddies. Children had only winter clothes and was out of season. So when you see these videos of the baby running around, he don't even have no clothes on. What you got to say about that, Sharon? Because you know these people so well. I don't care about you making empty threats to YouTubers or anybody because you're nobody. And obviously you want us to talk about you because you keep going live. And you make some lame-ass excuse why your banner's up there and not a banner for the baby. Because you all don't want justice for him. You already know he's dead. So long as the police don't find him, you all are Gucci. And you're cool with it. And you try to change it up like, well, they know, they ain't saying this and this and you just lied to Vinnie Politan that they publicly spoken about whoever did it needs to get arrested. What the fuck you mean whoever did it? They know who did it. Them folks ain't went to nobody and said nothing like that. You are not the news. You are a mangy YouTuber. You are not the news. They talked to you. They did not talk to CNN. WJCL, they ain't talked to none of those people. WTOC, WOTC, ain't talked to none of those people. And you sat there and lied right there on that fucking news broadcast. They all said it. The brother's everybody. We haven't even heard from the brother. So where did you hear him speaking? You are a mule. If I ever seen such a despicable human being, you are vile. You are a vile cunt. Yes, you are. You are disgusting. Because to me, you just like them. And I've told people that. It's only a matter of time you'll see one of them YouTubers on the news. They're 2 seconds from being a news story. And the way they acted at 5:35, that's how they act in their own life. If you could put a glass up to the wall, you'd probably hear all kind of shit. You all are just like Billie Joe and Leilani. You're ratchet. You got nothing but drama going on. And you're old as fuck and you still ain't learned nothing about living. Because there's no way in the world I'd be almost 40 years old wasting my time on YouTube aiding people who look guilty as hell for killing their kids. But that lets us know that's what you about. You like that because you are like them.
Buddy that's rooting for them are going to turn on them right quick. LC comments, it would have been nice to see something that big out there for baby Quentin. The poor baby
she don't want none of me.
No signs out there posted for baby Quentin. That is missing, but a huge sign for a YouTuber doesn't make sense. Bruxino Warrior says, Billie and you will be besties for life, Purple Heart. Women standing by women. Cher, we need a hair care routine. Major hair envy, LOL. Yeah, you guys will be doing each other's hair in prison shortly enough. Cher's bawling her eyes out. Think about why it is that you're crying at this point in time, Cher. You cry for the dumbest fucking reasons. What kind of life coach are you if you just break down and cry at every time you're involved in something emotional? That's your point. You want to be the center of attention. Oh, it's my turn for your attention. Aaron Eberhard says, OMG, I love it so much. 3 hearts.
All right, Barb, thank you.
Keep being you. Don't let anyone change you. It's the small things that make a difference. I can't say it enough.
Thank you all.
I have so much respect for you and Mr. Cher.
Yes, they should be held accountable.
Kimberly Brummett says, Cher, oh, this is so nice of BJ to do this for you. She really has a lot of faith and trust in you.
And who are these people rallying with this bum? Kimberly Brummett, you need to go get your head out of your ass. Panthera La Luna, I love this. You mean you love people who love baby killers? Am I hearing this correct? And you know what's the sick part of this? These chat members, they probably have children. They probably have children. Please listen to me carefully. They have children, have had children, babysit children. I want you all to think about these type of people walking around keeping your child, babysitting your child with this ideology. Same thing with Leilani. She keeps walking free. It's only a matter of time she's around somebody's baby, touching somebody's baby, holding somebody's baby. You all better wake up. That thing in Canada, God forbid if somebody was to ever leave their child in her possession. Hell to the no. Cher, I pray you never, ever go around a child. Don't babysit them. Don't look at them. Don't hold them. Don't touch them in the department store. Don't do nothing. Don't do nothing. Because you are ill. And as I've told the chat, to me, it doesn't matter your motives for aiding these people. If it's for likes and views, you want to feel sorry for these people to get attention, that still means you're sick. So the motive doesn't matter to the queen. You are vile and you're ill. You and that lower character, both of you should take your heads and slam them together. Just slam them together. Two bobbleheads together. And if somebody wants to make some money, since everybody's worried about who's making money, go make you a little Cher and Laura doll. And sit them on the top of your dash in your car. Weeble wobble. You all said some stupid stuff in these lives that should have never even been repeated. But people need to hear this so they'll know what type of people are out here, and the same type of people have access to children. And if you keep on fucking with Diana McCarter and other YouTubers, we will put a change.org up about your ass in that channel. So you keep threatening folks. Because see, what you don't know is who other people know. Canada's not that far, sugar. Best believe that. And the best thing about Canada is America ain't at war with Canada. Checkmate.
Or she could just be using the fuck out of you. As you know, I have 2 grandsons and just can't imagine. Prayers for baby Quentin and family. Check this one out. Penny with a thought. OMG, that's just awesome. Cher, you've been such a factual force to be reckoned with, and nothing you've put on your channel has been BS. You've been transparent. Right. Even your opinions on this case are rational. Not once have you made excuses for anyone.
Yeah.
Oh,
switching a narrative up every 5 seconds.
Message from an hour ago, edited. Leave nasty comments. I'ma block you. This is a lovely gift that I feel so honored that someone would do for me. And the people want to be blind. There's a banner for Quentin also. This banner was supposed to be there when the clowns were all there. But now it still hangs because the family is happy to have a few channels that don't lie and twist things.
Where's Quentin's banner? I didn't hear that part correctly. Maybe I had some cotton in my ears. Where's Quentin's banner? Because the photo that was sent to me, I didn't see his banner. So where's his now again? Since we twist everything around. Well, I don't see twisting anything around when your banner's the only one up there. So how's it being twisted? See, you're here, you're deflecting and making excuses why your banner is the only one there. Oh, it's supposed to be for the clowns. So basically you're saying you're putting the banner up there for him to appease some other people. So it's not being put up in good faith that, hey, we want justice for this baby. And that's a hypocrite to put the banner up of Quentin when the baby killer lives in the house. Anybody listening to the queen? So what is the purpose of a banner for him anyway when you sit and think about it? It's cruel and it's disrespectful. Because Billie Joe, you know your daughter killed that baby. Leilani, you know you killed the baby. So it's hypocritical to even put a banner up of the baby. But still, nonetheless, what the fuck are you doing with a share banner? She's our friend. For now. She's your friend for now. Billie Joe's your friend for now. Because it's only going to be a matter of time that both of you are going to stab each other in the back. How about that? Why can't you come to America again? I'm curious. Why can't you come to America? Because I'm trying to figure out how the hell you got to Canada in the first place and now need a passport to cross over. See, you know you're lying. And you're hoping nobody finds out the real reason why you can't come over the border. Because I ain't barred from Canada. Last I checked.
I'm sharing this because it's one of the nicest things anyone has ever done for me. It's pretty pathetic. So yes, forgive me for wanting to show it off, but Prairie Boy must be rolling over in his bed right now. He's going to have to top that. Prairie Boy, you're going to have to get a banner at home now. I really don't want to have to turn comments off and take away from people that want to leave nice comments. Y'all gonna twist things no matter what or how it's done, so F it. Just don't click on my channel then.
I just might call walk to the end right there so I can show her all of it.
Share voices behind the wall. Let me turn this down because this is funny. Showing her banner across the drive. Who does that? And who would be jealous of this? Please explain to me why someone would be jealous of your face on a banner in front of a baby killer's driveway. I'll wait. Top that. Top what exactly? Top what? Oh, look at me, girl. Oh, girl, look at me, girl. Look at me, girl. Look at me. Look at what, bitch? I got a banner down on Savannah on a baby killer's gate. Oh, look at me, look at me, look at me. Top that. It can't be topped. Because there's no category for a fucking horse on a banner stretching across the driveway of a baby killer. Checkmate. Now, who's going to pay for what? Sue who? I don't have thousands and thousands of views on my channel, so you can't get no money from me. So you must be talking about another YouTuber. And usually the ones that's got 500, 600,000 views, they don't talk about YouTube gossip. As many of us shouldn't be talking about it because it ain't nothing. They don't have anything to do with the baby. It's really, like they say, for entertainment purposes only. See, that money you spent for that banner, you or Billie Joe, y'all could have been helping find the baby that you threw away in the trash bin. Or get you some fucking hair color and color your roots. Because purple ain't cute and the gray ain't either. And I know I am gray. And I don't like it. Hell to the no. Or did y'all hear what I said? Pedicures, manicures, facelifts, nose jobs, hair dye. Checkmate. That's what you could have spent on the money that you all invested on a banner, using those people in the chat for their money. Because in the end, like Oprah once said, once I give you the money, I don't care what you do with it. Just don't come back asking for no more. Sadly, Your fans are birds of a feather, acolytes, sick acolytes of doom. Thank you, Barb. You all are doom raiders. You're walking around glum, miserable, bitter, mad at the world because the world didn't give you what you wanted. This is your payback. Finding baby killers and dusty baby mamas and grandmamas that's trifling to ride or die with them. Well, I tell you what about that holding on to people's coattails. Hell got room. Shit, didn't you know? Hell got a lot of room. And you already on the skateboard, ready to ride on down there.
And YouTubers and everybody out there that's against Cher at this point in time. So Cher was live a little bit earlier, and she had a gentleman up on stage. I had to press record because he had a legitimate question. He was a little nervous, and you'll find that. But Cher took the opportunity, in my opinion, to make him look foolish when he was really asking for Cher's opinion based off rational questions that are out there already.
Yes, it is. It's the devil's work. Horses behind the wall. I'm dead. Just despicable.
Few lives that have seen, it looks like that you have come to their defense.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Diggs.
Yep, now I can.
Okay. Well, like I just want to. I don't mean to disrespect anything that I said, and I know that the last time you were on, I was trying to ask you guys some questions, but for some reason I didn't get to come up, and I don't want you to think that I'm a troll or that I'm trying to incite any kind of hatred towards you guys.
Okay. What was the questions you were trying to ask before? I'll see if I can.
I mean, I have a
Cher being a little standoffish because she doesn't want to be held accountable for her beliefs, her extremist, one-sided, biased beliefs at this point.
A lot of questions. Mostly I want to know like what your intentions are by helping this family to defend themselves against something that, if true, is indefensible.
I disagree. The entire family didn't do anything.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think it's a question that somebody in that family did. And I mean, we're talking about the life of a baby, so to
Yeah,
take
so
the chance
when have I ever on this channel not said that?
I'm not accusing you of anything. I don't know what you have and haven't done. I'm just purely asking based on the community posts that you make and the few lives that I have seen. It looks like that you have come to their defense.
I have. I've come to Billie Joe's defense, her son's defense, her family's defense, and also saying that perhaps people don't know the whole story, even on Leilani's involvement or not involvement.
Wait a minute. Billie Joe, were you in that chat asking people, telling people you had stuff for sale? Are y'all hearing this? Please go to this heifer's channel just so you can get a good laugh. Although you're giving her a view. I'm looking at Nana's Love, and I do believe that you've got some stuff for sale in your house. Well, you wouldn't happen to be selling no dead babies' clothes, would you? Wow, wow, wow. Billie Joe, what you got for sale at your house? Because I wouldn't buy shit out of no house when no dead baby came out of there. I don't give a damn if you had a $200 current you just got from Amazon and it was sitting in a box. I wouldn't touch it. Your house is tainted. That is Salem's Lot. There is no way I would buy anything out of there. I don't care if it's brand new in the box. I wouldn't touch anything in there. You all can't sink no lower. You all can't sink No, Laura. And yes, she's a hustler. She probably will let you all send her stuff, and then she puts it up for sale in a yard sale or take it to the flea market. You better ask us about how people hustle and double juggle, baby. That's a straight crackhead behavior. Get something brand new or steal it brand new and take it and sell it on the street. See, if you haven't lived that life, you don't know about that. So you people giving them money, buying presents, she's going to sell that stuff. Oops, the queen break your hustle down. Yeah, because there's somebody gullible and sick like you. And they think they're doing the right thing. Well, you're not.
We don't know that.
I agree. No, I agree with that. I mean, I personally,
when I see people get dogged on and literally, I don't like bullies. And when I see, especially that I know everyone, especially Billie Joe was not even in the state, and she's getting straight up bullied and harassed on a very large scale. Damn right I come to people's defense. And I would do it even if it was you or Laura or Hummingbird or anyone if I saw that. That's just the person I am.
No, and I respect that, but at the same time, I would challenge that by saying that one of them hurt a young child, and to come to the defense of all of them, or to come to even Billie Joe is at least responsible.
No.
Let me make this clear. If you have never lived a street person's life, you cannot say what they will and will not do. Many people sell items that they get from other people donated, whether it's used, new or not. She's a hustler. She's sitting here on the chat telling them, I got stuff for sale. So what makes you think she wouldn't sell something brand new that you sent her? That's not even for argument. Come on.
Disagree. No, I'm sorry. I disagree, and I think you need to educate yourself further on this. And I am going to kick you out of here right now.
Wait! Don't kick him out yet.
Okay. You aren't educated enough on this case. I'm sorry.
Sharon, you're not educated on this case enough. Clearly, anybody with custody over Quentin Simon is going to be responsible for whoever she allowed around Quentin Simon that day. In this case, it happened to be the biological mother who no longer had custody.
Like for just or not.
Oh my goodness, man. Well, you see, like that's what I wanted to try.
Let Laura speak, please.
I got a question for you, and this is real. I'm glad you brought that up because this is really important. So we all know that Billie Joe was not there, and everyone wants to make her guilty because it's her daughter.
No, it has nothing to do with that.
Make her guilty because she lives in the house.
That has nothing to do with it, you dumb wench. She has custody of the kids. You obviously haven't been following the story that you're putting out and preaching about. Billie Joe had custody of 2 of the children. And the other child, just as guilty, whether she had custody of her or not. She knew she was unfit. What the hell you mean we trying to make her guilty? She already guilty. She had custody of the kids. Why you keep leaving that little part out? Is your name Laura? Laura Ingalls? Well, let me talk to you, Laura Ingalls. She had custody of the children. Point blank. She's guilty. She willingly left the children there with an addict and an unfit mother and relied on a babysitter to be the go-to in between the two, herself and her child. She purposely worked out of town, asked to do her own thing. Checkmate. Stop making excuses. But you should make excuses because you're like them. You're just like them. See, I like how you all talk. You don't ever talk about the real issue. You talk around the subject. Everybody trying to down her and make her guilty. Well, she is guilty. And that's the part you left out of this live. She had custody of the children, so she is guilty. She might as well have drowned the baby, beat the baby, stabbed the baby, suffocated the baby, Billie Joe. And let the news tell it. The daddy, he had custody too. So what's the truth? Papaw. Step Papaw. So maybe we need to ring him up in it too. Laura Ingalls.
And I understand that. And everyone thinks that, she's protecting her daughter. Okay,
clearly,
so what?
Laura, Perplexed QT, is here only to stand up for Cher and white knight for her, essentially. Why don't you just let the guy answer the question? Why don't you let him finish off his point, Laura? You don't need to re-explain anything to anybody because you're wrong most of the time. I'm not sure if you've noticed.
Recently, that their brother was having an incestuous relationship with his 19-year-old daughter, and it was out on film. Okay? Would you blame the brother?
I don't understand.
Would you?
Laura, perfect time to make an idiot out of yourself. Why would you go up there and try to re-explain for him, even though he knows exactly what he's asking? Maybe you need the clarification. You're up and throwing some sort of bullshit narrative at him, some sort of scenario that's going to make him understand some point that you don't think he does. You're the one gaslighting him. Get out of here.
You blame the brother? All right, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I hate to promote her, but get over to Savage.
No, I don't know. I don't know if you're talking about.
I'm talking about Dolly Vision. That's what I'm talking about. And
Okay, I don't have any idea about that. I'm not on anyone's side.
let me finish. It's not Dolly, it's his brother.
Well, hold on, let me finish. You're talking over me. Laura, you talk over everybody all the time. You interrupt. You're off topic. You're being obstreperous at this point in time. The guy is shaking you off. He doesn't want to
his words.
Ridiculous, whatever you're doing with that. Let him focus on
So
his
my
statement.
point is, it's okay to use, oh, it's Dolly's brother, it's not him, as an excuse, but everyone wants to condemn Billie Joe. And I want to
Laura,
know why the
why
double
don't you
standard.
go and look up the definition of double standard and see how it applies to whatever point that you were just
Yes,
trying to make.
she can't make any points.
You tell us what Dolly's brother and Billie Joe have in common. Nothing. They're two separate instances. There's no double standard here, moron.
From all you guys, because if
I'm not trying to condemn Billie Joe.
It sure sounds like it.
It does sound like it.
I'm not. I'm not. I wish you guys wouldn't be so defensive because I'm not trying to.
The words that just.
I don't know why anybody would want to go up on a panel with people who aid killers, child molesters. There comes a time when you shouldn't even worry about free speech. I'm just going to keep it real. I wouldn't waste my breath wanting to go up on a panel to make people feel like I'm right, or why are you doing this, or I'm not trying to down you, but I do have an opinion. I wouldn't care. Why care? I would not care. Because these people are ill. Cher has flipped the script week after week. Why she's aiding these people, I don't know. I don't care. She's just as ill as they are. This Laura chick, another goofball. They're all ill. Just some sick-ass people who probably got a lot of skeletons in their closet. A whole lot. That's why they act like this. That's what you all need to understand. When you see people aiding people that's doing wrong, there's a reason, because they have those same type of skeletons in their closet. Most of these people have had dealings with CPS. They've had dealings with custody rights. They've had drug issues, alcoholism. So they know what it's like to be a misfit. Most people will tell you if they know they've done wrong, they want to tell people, hey, don't make the mistakes I made. Don't go down the path I made. Hey, I wasn't the best parent. Hey, I wasn't the best father. But you can be better if you want to. You should try to be better. That's what you should send to the public. Is, hey, I know I fucked up. I know I wasn't the best parent. Hey, I know I abandoned my kids, or whatever it is you did to your children. Own it. And then send the message to somebody else. Hey, you don't want to be this person. You don't have to be this person. But instead, these nasty ass vile people, they're letting you know you don't know what happened. No, you don't know what happened. Because you weren't there. And there's a reason the kid's dead. There's a reason the mother's a prime suspect. There's a reason they came and sought you out, and you sought them out. Because you're evilly yoked. Stop making excuses. Just say, yeah, I'm a fuck up, and I like being around fuck ups.
Came out of your mouth before Laura spoke was, don't you think that Billie should be?
I said that she has a little responsibility in the situation, and I believe that.
So does Dolly. Then Dolly does too. He should.
I believe that too, and I believe that Leilani deserves more empathy than people are giving her. I think that everybody in there.
You mean like exactly what I'm doing that you have a problem with?
I don't. Who said that? I don't understand why you feel so attacked by me when I'm not attacking you.
Oh, honey. Don't flatter
said,
yourself.
I
You're just
never
not
said
making
Is he
sense.
contradicting himself? Could you please point that out?
You're
You can't
literally
just use it to
contradicting
contradict himself and then pull it back on him. He's not trolling you at all. He's being more than nice. He's being respectful. Answer his question. It's a legitimate question. This is what makes your bullshit scenario, Cher and Laura, so transparently fucking brutal every single time.
Okay, let me say this. I think that the
you're
Leilani is wrong. I think that. Okay, I said that I think they're all wrong. I think they all have a little bit of.
Oh, here goes somebody in the chat. There was no court order for Leilani to stay away. Well, why does her mom have custody? Why does she have custody of the children? Just stop it. You people act like you know what the hell was going on in these people's houses, and you get in the chat and you make up all this bullshit. You're only going by what they told you, which I don't believe anything these people have to say about DHS, who wasn't supposed to be around the kid, who could be around the kid. Well, guess what? One of them is dead. So don't give me that bullshit about somebody was fit, DHS wasn't involved. Then why the fuck are they looking for a dead kid? Why are two in foster care if everything was Gucci? Fuck you and Billie Joe. The fuck are you threatening? She ain't got shit to get from Queen. Matter of fact, I'll give that bitch directions to come here. See what you can get from me.
Wrongness in what they're doing right now, but at the same time, I think.
What did Billie? She wasn't home.
She wasn't home, and she had daycare set up and pre-played for the week.
Doesn't Billie have a family agreement to be responsible for them children?
How wasn't she?
People have to.
I mean, that right there. No, there's nothing that you
How
can say.
wasn't she responsible? How wasn't she
Cher, in the
responsible?
law's eyes, she was negligent. Okay, she shouldn't have allowed Leilani around Quentin.
Leilani was not left in that. No, hold up. Don't talk because you're about to say something. Hold up. Wait a minute. Leilani was not left alone with those children. Secondly, Billie Joe had the babysitter paid for. It wasn't Billie Joe who canceled the babysitter. It was Danny. Billie Joe has a job, which yes, her job is on the
They're not gonna get no directions from me.
Leilani was not left alone in the house with the children. Billie Joe has a job and has to pay for everything in that house.
Just like you guys presented me with the hypothetical, if that was one of your children, and you left them with such and such, and such and such left them with such and such, you're still responsible. So for Billie Joe to take responsibility for them kids and not know that they're okay, that falls on her no matter what. And there is no amount of protecting her that can even be done.
Association's responsibility. Think about somebody who has alcohol at a party at your house and they get in their car and drive away. They'll hold you responsible. Okay? You hold the responsibility for whatever happens.
And I'll tell you why you're wrong. I told this story on my own channel and I'm going to say it here. I was in a custody fight with a tumultuous custody fight with a...
Laura, why are you trying to make this about yourself instead of staying on topic, such as Quentin Simon? Your story has absolutely no bearing or no relevance to what is even being discussed. That's
between being at fault and having responsibility. I'm not saying that she did anything to hurt him, but she did neglect the situation by leaving him there.
No, wrong.
I mean, that's a part of being a parent and making sure your child is safe.
You can't say that.
She had that all set up.
Care. Any child that goes with another parent. You know,
okay, well, I'm not as educated on the case as you guys, but I did read somewhere that I read somewhere that Billie Joe told the babysitter that she was trying to give Leilani a chance to be a good mom.
It's her
Is
daughter.
that not her?
That's her daughter. She's always been open about that.
So is that not specifically leaving the kids in a bad situation that she specifically took them out of?
This gentleman guest on panel is absolutely right. Billie Joe needs to have an answer for that. There might be a justification and answer for that, but guess what, Cher and Laura? That doesn't come from you two. So here is Cher doing what it is that she said that she would not do in this case. And Laura is facilitating it alongside her. She's co-signing and reiterating everything that she says.
Let me blind. Do you really think that I get frustrated? I'm not yelling at you, but I get really frustrated on this. Do you?
And that's fine.
Any mother thinks their daughter is going to kill their own kid. I mean, think about the life Billie Joe.
I think that.
What did she just say? Bitch, what did you just say? People kill their kids every day. That heifer ain't went and said nothing good about her child. What she waited 3 weeks was all lies. Talking, looking at the reporter like, hey, you believe what I'm telling you? Her mama had to turn her head because she knew she was lying. And you gonna say, what? Why would she kill her kid? Why not? What I always tell my viewers. Don't ask why. Ask why not. I killed him because I could. I don't need your permission. Hell yeah, I killed my baby. Hell yeah, I threw him in the dumpster. Hell yeah, I did it, and I'm free. What you gonna do about it? So, come again. Why would she kill her baby? Well, why did Megan Boswell kill her baby? I'm sure the reasons are endless.
Any good mother, and that I think that any good mother that thought ahead enough to take the child away would definitely not take that chance.
Most bad mother.
That gentleman made an extraordinarily great appearance, great points that none of them really wanted to answer. It's more important that we saw that action than what was talked about. So here's Cher doing what it is that she said that she wouldn't do. She's already conditioned, groomed, and massaged up. Just like to remind everybody that we do now have an Instagram account, so please check our community board. It is abalance2 at abalance2 on Instagram. So make sure you follow us. Anyway, we'll see you guys in the next one.
All right, everybody, that's AB. A-Balance. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to say this and be done with it. You're entitled to live how you want to live. You're entitled to aid anything with 2 feet. That is your choice. But stop trying to make other people feel like they should aid them. If the police say they have something on that chick, then I'm going to ride with the police. I ain't riding with no random people that get high and get drunk and turned up. Because there's a reason one's dead. There's a reason 2 are in foster care. There's a reason you got one baby daddy after the other. There's a reason you kept getting in trouble over there in North Carolina and wouldn't straighten up and tighten your shit to lead to where we are today, a dead kid, minus 2 children. A fucked up mama, a fucked up brother. And I'm starting to wonder too about Bubba. I was wondering, hell, he's sure having a lot of bad luck, as that lady said, not to have conspiracies, but what are the odds? Son dead, mama dead, daddy dead. So was the mother sick? Never heard if she was sick. Father walking down a lonely highway in the AM, mowed down, nothing. Just got hit. Nobody stopped to see if the man was okay. Nothing. You have to admit, these are some strange occurrences pertaining to this young man. Because you have never heard nobody lose that many people. You know, maybe an uncle and maybe a grandmother. But not your child, your mother, and your father. It's very strange. Take it away, Kenzie.
So, I don't know if that other horse that was just on that other live is not If she did not go back and listen to herself because she sounds really asinine.
They don't care. This is what I tell people. They don't care how they sound.
No, they don't.
I just will say anything for a view, a like, and I'll even say it if I think like these people think. I'm just an ass. I'm just an ass.
Because at the end of the day, I don't think that she has any common sense. Billie
They're disgusting.
Joe,
They're disgusting. They're disgusting to me.
She took her happy ass right down to the courthouse. She sat in front of a judge. She told the judge, my daughter is verbally, emotionally abusive and unable to care for her children. She then signed on the dotted line and called it a day.
Okay.
Sorry, woman. You need to.
Yeah. She's not gonna tell y'all she said all that. So everybody gonna be wondering, well, Kinsley, where did you hear that from?
Well, I got my sources.
I know.
She literally, that's what she said to this judge there. The judge takes her word for it, makes her the custodial parent. So if your daughter was all three of those things, then what would possess you to leave those? Well, let's just minus the baby, right? Because she didn't have custody of the baby. So you go ahead and you leave the two little boys with this monster that you stood in front of the court and said all this horrific shit about. We don't.
That's a little girl. The little girl counts too.
It's not our problem that bitch. You have a mortgage and you have shit to pay. That is
go to work. 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 Just go to work.
You should have taken those kids to with you, number one, and hired a nanny. Number two, put them in an actual daycare if Miss Diana was not good enough. I'm not saying that she ever said that, but if Leilani was that unfit, then those kids should not have been anywhere near there where she had access to them. Billie Joe, ma'am, you should have took your little grandchildren with you and put them in the camper that you have and found somebody in the state where you were working to come in and care for them. You signed on the dotted line that you were going to care for them and protect them from this woman that you said is basically a monster. Yeah. Laura, you sound like a fucking idiot. Well, pull your head out of your ass. Bitch.
I can't pull my head out of my ass because I like my hair in there, Kinsley.
It's so pathetic. I don't know who bought the banner, nor do I care who bought the banner, but for you to sit and put that size of a banner on your fence for public viewing without mentioning again and pleading for your grandbaby. You're thinking a YouTuber in a totally different country. It makes zero sense. You have got to be the most disgusting, vile, pathetic, Satan-spawned piece of shit that is still breathing tonight. You are disgusting. You are disgusting. Your daughter's disgusting. Your boys are disgusting. Bitch in Canada, you're foul. Your husband's just as foul. You probably can't come to the United States because they're going to clink you right up. That's why you haven't arrived here. It's been like a whole month that you said that you were waiting for some passport and needed to raise money is what you said. Get me to Savannah, bitch. You still are not in Savannah. You are a loser. You're a loser. Your dude's a loser. Everybody you fuck with is a loser. You're a pathetic human being. You should be ashamed of yourself. It's horrific. At some point, this shit has gotta just stop. And why was Laura over there so obsessed about Dolly? This whole thing is not about Dolly at the moment. That guy, whoever he was up on that panel, was asking realistic questions, real life shit.
They don't want to hear that kind of stuff because they care for the baby killers and the gross negligent grandmother. So I don't want you asking questions about kids and this and that because I'm aiding these people. She wasn't home, but yet they continue to talk around the subject that the lady had custody of the children. So she is liable. Doesn't matter if she didn't drown the baby, suffocate the baby. They were in your custody, allegedly, but we know that they never were. But they never were. That's the point.
Exactly. You signed for them. It was a financial gain for you. We all know it. That's why you're being investigated by the IRS. And yes, I know that to be true. 100% true. Your time is coming. I hope and I pray every single day that your whole household is locked up real soon.
I think the house should catch on fire. Somebody need to burn it down or do something. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but the earth needs to just suck it up. I don't care for no
I
structures.
think some horrific
I don't think no
went down in
structure
the
should
house.
stand where children have died.
You know, and then they're talking about the daddy, Bubba. I'm sorry, Bubba had 20 minutes to be a dad. The only thing that man was a father.
The day they arrest
you're a
her,
father, don't make you a dad.
well, the day they arrest her, get the city, bulldoze the house, burn it down. I don't care what you do to it. The house shouldn't be standing. No, not when you kill kids. No.
That's just the worst of the worst, man. Touching children inappropriately, killing kids, anything to do with a minor child. Yeah, everybody's body is.
Hello, lockdown. Thank you, honey.
Is, nobody should be harmed in any way, regardless of age, but more so children.
That house has no business. And I'm not promoting violence, but what I'm saying is, I'm going to say it in the appropriate way. When she's arrested, the city should go in and demolish the house.
Yeah, they should. Take it down. All the way down to the soil. Because that is a house of horrors.
Yeah. You know what? And I thought about that recently. What does the neighbor know? Because somebody, your neighbor across next to you knows more than the people that live across the street from you.
Of course. They hear
shit. Those houses aren't close together. So I'd like to know, what does the neighbor know on either side?
I think that whole neighborhood.
That's who I want to hear from.
Knows a lot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's sad. It's sad. This little boy is probably completely dismembered, and they're going on over a month now.
All that stuff. If you all send her anything, it's going to the pawn shop. Oh my goodness, wake up. Amazon wish list equals pawn shop. Facebook marketplace. You all better get your hustle on. Y'all better get your damn.
Yeah, this woman
after ears. You better wake up.
Requesting boy items and girl items. Check, those kids will never ever be allowed in your care ever again.
I don't know. The way things are looking, I don't know. I can't really comment on anything at this point because it just looks grim.
Ooh, Barb said Cher was on Court TV. Was she in her farmhouse or a barn?
No, she wasn't on it. That was her voice. I played the audio from Court TV during this live stream. Please go back to the beginning of this video. Yes, that black girl talked to her reporter. Hello, Miss.
This is just. Oh, a waitress. I have a question for you.
Everything not known. I don't know. I have no idea. We'll know when we see her in the handcuffs.
Hold on. I want to ask a waitress a question. You said a couple posts up that blow job Billie Joe was showing remorse. Where? What remorse? Because I have yet to see it. She hasn't begged for that baby. She hasn't cried for that baby. You can't convince me that she did either one of those. She sat up there with that jacked up looking face, wanting to try to make
as a friend.
cry.
Yeah, we've heard that she was a friend of her. Yeah, right. Not a YouTuber. Exactly. Why didn't you tell them you were a YouTuber, Cher? It's a great point. Why didn't you let the world know why you didn't want to show your face? Because you already show your face over here on the wire. Very clever. So you think.
Oh, and the best part is she said when the horse was trying to raise money to get her to Savannah, Georgia.
Oh, Lord Jesus, I can't.
She says, and I'll be 6 hours away from Tennessee. Wink, wink. Oh, so you were going to try to come down here?
You can wink, wink. You can wink, wink all you want to. You better hope don't nobody wink, wink and ask you, man, will you please come with us? We need to talk to you. How about that?
Yep.
Because you've implicated yourself in a crime by alluding to the public that you know what happened to the baby. And if you have not talked to law officials about whatever Billie Joe, Leilani, the brother have told you, then you're accessory after the fact.
Yeah, you one dumb broad, man.
And due to
Come
the
on
fact,
live and say that, post about that.
And due to the fact that you like aiding people that have broken the law, then you should know the law.
Oh,
you should know the law very well.
The law. They like to be behind those walls. I think she's got a nice rap sheet. Her daddy just got out of prison. Billie Ho, son's in prison. Fuck, man, you all run together. You guys are just like one big criminal organization with no brains. Because you are some dumb SOBs.
You should have never told your chat that. You know what happened. Because everything you've been repeating is verbatim from those people. They don't count because those are the people that neglected the children and now one's dead. So why would I believe anything you have to say? Because all your gossip is coming from them. You've brought no facts for the person that said that in your chat. You brought nothing but factual. She told you the facts about nothing.
There's been nothing.
What's the truth she told you about? She's repeating gossip. Billie Joe said, her son said, Billie Joe said, Leilani said. That's all gossip.
Oh, Leilani, don't say nothing. Calm down, Leilani. Stop, Leilani. Stop.
Well, I'm going to say this for the last time. It was never about Quentin. I think that's obvious from everybody who's involved and immersed themselves in this case, such as what happened with Summer Wells. It is all the same. The people who had her didn't want her. The people who had Quentin Simon didn't want him or his siblings. It is all the same. And then you have these people who decide to immerse themselves in the case for attention, to get a couple of bucks. Like I say, I don't knock anybody's hustle. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because in the end, this is a conglomerate that we sit upon up here. YouTube gets a percentage of the super chats and the views, the money. So therefore, I always tell people you can't really complain to some degree about what a person talks about because YouTube is the head knocker. Don't get it twisted. It doesn't matter what you're talking about. You be talking about baking pies. YouTube gets a cut. But you still should have some standards about yourself in your content. Now, what you do and how you talk, that's your business. But when you're aiding people who are doing wrong towards others and children, that's a problem. You want to go out here and hustle, rob, steal, beat up people in the head, that's your business. I'm just keeping it real. Because everybody's done something in their past they're not proud of. The point is, when you're talking about children, that's a whole different ballgame.
It's your business.
It's a different ballgame because you don't have any reason to be out here messing with people's children, messing with your own kids. And I don't condone beating up people, robbing people. But what I'm saying is people are tainted. That's just the way it is. But when you decide you want to aid people that's wronging children, you're in a totally different category.
You know, I seen something on one of these groups, I forgot to tell you earlier, that was talking about, it had to have been your live because we had just hung up, and we were talking about the the confidential informant thing, someone went to one of these Facebook groups and had said, hey, I just heard some commentary about a possible CI. Do you know that there was over 540 replies that almost every single one of them said that is the most shit that makes sense right now. If
Says
that
what
is,
now?
are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to me. What are you saying?
Well, I seen this post last night when we hung up, and
Okay.
and they were talking about what we were all talking about being a confidential informant. So
Oh,
this
okay.
person went to Facebook, one of those groups, and said, "Hey, I just heard on a live they were talking about Billie Joe possibly being an informant."
Okay.
There was over 540 replies to that post, where
Okay.
almost I didn't go through all 540, but basically stating that makes the most sense right now as
Yeah.
to why she's not.
Well, that's what
in
White Boy
class.
Lockdown said. So it to him, because I think he focused on that a lot during the live. There's something in it that piqued his interest. I don't know what that heifer's been doing down there. Like I tell people, I don't really care. That's just who I am. I don't care what people do on their off time. My concern was the obvious. It's the obvious. It's the children.
Well, what I'm
They don't
getting
care
at
about the
is
kids.
we're all, when you and I were talking about that like a week ago, we're not the only ones that are thinking that. Clearly, that has ran through other people's minds.
I wasn't thinking it at all until the information came across my desk. That was the farthest thing from my mind, is that she was an informant. I just looked at her as just a street person. She's still living a street person's life. The daughter's living a street life. That's my assessment of them, with or without information of anybody being an informant. I've been around street people, so I know how they navigate. So that never crossed my mind about anybody being an informant.
Well, to me, I started
because in the end, it won't have anything to do with you leaving these kids there.
Well, no, of course not. But when the last couple of weeks, and I have told you something is not right. Somebody knows something. Somebody's intertwined somewhere. Somebody knows somebody. There's something going on internally, and then all of a sudden you get that info. And then he brought it up last night. So clearly, it's
she's a hustler. That's why I try to say to people who've never lived a street life, you've never been around people who hustle for a living. It's the art of the con. I have to be able to get your attention in order to con you. Excuse me.
Bless you.
Allergies. This weather's horrible here. It's warm now in November. Yes, that's the art of the con. I have to be able to get your undivided attention. How are you going to swindle somebody without having a victim? You can't manipulate without a victim. It's common sense.
They are just some sick puppies over there, man.
There's never no love for those kids. This story is no different than any of the other stories you've heard going around America. They're all the same.
Oh, Cher Bear, did you not admit that you were a YouTuber when you reached out to her?
Right.
Because that's dirty if that's the truth.
That sure is dirty, but I'm sure somebody's going to let Vinnie Politan know, and that black girl, because I don't know if she's direct reporter for Court TV or she's working for an affiliate. I'm just a family friend. You mean you a newfound puppy?
She's a newfound idiot.
As y'all love calling people lizard lots, I'm dead.
She is a lizard lot. She likes to use her poochie coochie down there.
Look, I tell you, I don't knock the hustle. However you get your money, it's your business. I'm not your maker, but damn. You all the way down in Savannah, all up in these people Kool-Aid. They just using you, and you using them. So y'all even. It's the art of the hustle. So it's the art of the hustle. I'm getting what I want from this family, and they're getting what they want by using her platform. That's it. Even swap. Ain't no swindle.
They're all a bunch of freaking barnyard pigs.
Yes. April. Cher is being investigated. I know this. What's been told to me. They've been meeting with the Canadian authorities because you just couldn't stay your ass off that live stream. And you're still talking.
She
implicating
wanted
yourself.
to post it. I know for a fact.
Yeah, well, good.
And then, bitch, you wanted to go and carry the conversation on
a live. You should have never done that.
On a live and then through text
you don't do
message?
That.
My
you don't
God,
do that.
you one dumb bro.
But that's why you know they're all using each other. See, everybody is serving a purpose in that circle of the Simon house, the Howe house. They're all serving a purpose. Everybody's getting something out of the deal. Leilani's getting a place to sleep. The mother is getting people to feel sorry for her by running over to YouTube. The horse is getting people to feel sorry for her, and then his family sending her donations and crying and pretending on the live stream that, oh, she's a great person, like she's Mother Mary. It's all a joke.
And then you got the other horse, the real life horse.
Oh,
her teeth are all the way out of her mouth.
Oh my God! Who are these people?
Asking, she wants to know what scent she wants Quentin's candle. Please don't put Quentin on any of your candles. Maybe you should make it smell like sardines because that's what Billie Ho likes. Fish in her front yard.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, that horse, Laura, she asked.
She ought to be saying herself. All that stuff she was saying in that chat on that live stream, it's.
If you see me right now, I'm talking like Laura with my teeth out of my mouth. What color or what scent do you want your candle?
You're sick. You're sick, right?
My husband says, "Man, you are one sick bitch."
I'm gonna tell you what they're doing. They're just kitty cat bumpers and titty bumpers. That's all they're doing.
Kitty cat bumpers. They want to bump fuzz. They're a bunch of blue waffles. Oh God, can you imagine
the stuff you all come up with? I didn't even know what the hell that was. I still think I'm a bit confused. Is it beet battered or something? Yep. Damn.
She's got a beat up blue waffle.
Lizard lips.
No.
And not the lips y'all think we're talking about.
She's a lot lizard. Isn't that what they call those hoes at the truck stop?
She looks like a long-faced snake.
She's a double-headed snake.
A long-faced snake. And sits there and tries to talk like she just graduated from Harvard. It's baffling. It's like, lady,
she wouldn't even make it.
You have not went to anybody's institution, so stop sitting up there on the live streams like you just graduated from Harvard and went to Brown. Please stop.
I'm gonna have to block you for trolling. I'm gonna have to block you. Bitch, block us. Block them. Nobody cares if you're heavy-handed with that block button.
She must be really lonely sitting up there in them damn wooden ass chairs
with her dirty old man.
Just sad to me. A person 40 years old, that's all you've got going for yourself. Just that.
I'm 38 years old, she said. I will have.
Bet she goes nowhere. I bet you up there where she lives, she doesn't go anywhere.
No, she
She
probably
doesn't deal with
wanted.
anybody. She doesn't talk to anybody. She's not doing anything up there in Canada. I'd like to know the last time you donated something, such as your time to a shelter, a food pantry. When was the last time you went to church? What do you do up there? Because I don't think you do anything. I don't think you do anything. I don't think you go anywhere.
She tickles her own twat, probably.
Oh my God. Kinsley, please. I can't. Oh my God. Something's wrong with you.
I'm tired.
Yeah, I'm tired too. I can barely get up here to do this live. I was like,
I hope your feet are
go to
elevated.
sleep. My bed was feeling mighty, mighty fine. Well, I think that was a disgusting display up there on Court TV, I must admit. Sherry, you were wrong for that. But you are who you are. Thank you, Barb. You just vow. And you just keep going live. I don't understand it. Because you have to know that they are monitoring that woman's phone calls. And yet you still keep going live. And then you have her on your channel as a mod. You all are really ill. But you're showing us what we already knew. Nobody ever cared for Quentin Simon. That's the gist of the story. Nobody ever cared for him. Because for your parents and grandparents to behave like this, to go over to YouTube and slumber with, just some old street people, that tells you everything you need to know. There was never any love for the child, because a decent human wouldn't be thinking about YouTube, wouldn't think about being a mod, wouldn't be in a chat talking about, I got stuff to sell. And you'd be trying to figure out what the hell happened to that kid and taking care of your household. That's what you would be doing. You would be nowhere near YouTube.
That should be the furthest from her mind.
Exactly. Oh my gosh, the cat lady. Damn. Oh, please don't talk to the queen about no kitty litter. We don't want to go there. Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't do anything. She probably is a cat lady. Probably sitting around, thousands of boxes powdered to the ceiling, can't even see the front door.
Yep.
Sitting at her kitchen table, going live, talking about absolutely nothing. Don't have a life. Don't talk to people. Don't go anywhere. Don't try to get out and enjoy life. You can tell.
No purpose.
You can look at her. No, she doesn't have any purpose. You can tell, because you can look at how she carries herself in the lives, how she looks. You can tell she doesn't do anything. This is some person that's not even taking a walk in the park. They're not sitting at the lake looking at the water. Taking a boat ride somewhere. You can tell she has a whole hum life. This whole hum.
Pretty much.
She's animal abusers convicted. Well, what is the charge exactly?
I think animal cruelty.
I mean, but what? Hoarding animals? What?
Oh, I don't know.
Excuse me. She had what? Picture of Mark and her father instead of Clinton on the banner.
Your husband?
Oh, wow. Well, what happened? Somebody just repeat what happened. What is the charge against the animals? They were actually physically abused or left in the house unfed? What?
She left a pit bull in a hot mobile home.
She locked them in a trailer with no food or water. Okay, Carol.
Oh, God.
Wow. Well, look at her and ask yourself, would you be surprised? Let me explain something to some of the people who do not know about drug addiction and abuse. And these are stats coming out of Tennessee. 9 times out of 10, when they go to a house to raid a house for drugs, especially meth, there are always children and there are always animals. So there you have it.
All of these people are so much alike.
They are alike. That's what you're trying to tell everybody. If you look at the people that's on YouTube and the people, some even in a chat, they mirror the people in the story.
Yes.
They mirror the people in the story. That's why they can identify with them. Oh, innocent until proven guilty. Reasonable doubt. That's stuff sickos say. We know the damn law. But the point is, he's named her as the primary suspect. That's good enough for me. That's good enough for me. Oh my goodness, roaches coming out that beard. I can't. Please stop.
She has.
Oh,
They
God,
all
you're making
seem
me
to have
ill.
drug charges, long criminal backgrounds, have had CPS. They don't work.
Supposedly she drowned some kittens or cats.
Oh
Wow.
God.
Well, I don't know what that heathen did, but if you will aid strangers who have been named in a crime, it wouldn't shock me that you beat an animal, didn't feed an animal, chained a dog up, chewed his paw off to get free. That would not shock me. As I just said, when you have drug abuse, with drug abuse comes abuse of children, abuse of animals, abuse of the elderly. How are you going to take care of other people when you can't take care of yourself? You're hurting yourself. So why would you think they're going to be living in an immaculate home, getting high and taking care of their mother or their aunt or their children? 9 times out of 10, they're not going to do a good job because the drug comes first. And I'm saying that about her because that's how she appears to me. Now, if she can come up and say she's got lupus or cancer, I still would say she foul because she's aiding this Billie Joe. She's acting like Billie Joe's a queen. She's not. That lady had custody of those kids. And Sharon, you need to own that and stop dicking folks around. But I don't really care about you. I'm just talking about you because you obviously want to be seen. I said, well, we'll talk about the banner since that's the latest news. She wanted to be seen. That's why she put the banner out there. She wanted to be seen.
That is the tackiest shit.
So that's why we're talking about you because that's what you wanted. So we're giving you what you want.
That's just some foul.
Small Fry says sooner or later, Beavis and Butthead are going to be looking at jail time. Yes.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, she probably, you got to tape her saying a fundraiser for Donald Wells and tell everyone it was for a lawyer and really give the money to Donald. That wouldn't shock me. Picky about the drugs? Possibly not. Thank you, Jeanette. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, she's just like those people. Donald Wells, Billie Joe. That's why she identifies with them.
She looks just like Candace.
She's a street person. Oh my God, I'm dead. Well, Candace's face is a little bit bigger than my pony.
Don't insult my pony.
You know what? It's still a damn horse, Kinsley. It's just a horse with colored hair, those dolls.
They're awfully cute.
Yeah, they're cute, but she's not.
No, she's ugly.
Instead
She's got a nose that looks like a slide that belongs
she's seen Summer's shot record. She admitted on the live she never seen it. She lied. Well, you know what, Lockdown? That's the whole point. Is that these people thrive for attention. That's all this is about.
Yup. Ain't nobody want to play with that woman. They're just using each other.
Yeah, that's all.
Wait, she's gonna turn on her, and they're all gonna look.
It takes 7 days to get a passport. I thought it was longer than that. Is it 7 days? Maybe it's 7 days up there because I could have sworn.
That
I think that was longer. Maybe down here it's longer. I don't know. Might have read something else.
To the U.S. She's probably got a very extensive non-traveling type of.
You know what? But you made a good point. She probably is scared to cross back over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she can come here. There's something more to that.
Yes, in the U.S. That's what I thought, April. Because I thought I had did research when I had got some paperwork about 2 years ago. Oh, about 4 years ago. I could have sworn it was longer than 7 days. Like, I want to say about a month, I thought. Maybe
Yeah, sometimes it's even longer than that.
Okay, Lockdown says Canada's faster. Okay, I got you. She does look like a crypt keeper. Looks 16 years older than what she is. Not 16 years. Oh, my God. That's so funny.
She looks like Tales from the Crypt.
Barb says, no, I don't think if you have one already. Well, that's the whole point. You're just getting them stamped, right? Every time you go to and fro. The passport.
Yeah. You get it stamped. She was raising money for a wedding. How long has she even been with that old goat?
After living there for 6 months, I doubt she has ever done that. I don't believe she needs a passport, but she needs to apply in Canada. Yeah. Anything for $1. Yeah, that sounds about right.
How did she even end up in Canada? Does anybody know?
You can pay a fee to have it expedited in the U.S. Okay. She has warrants or something. Interesting. She moved in after 3 weeks. Okay, S. Lee says it took her 45 days to get her passport. Yeah, that's long. That's over a month and a half, 45 days. What the hell you said, Uncle Festa? And Mr. Ed had a baby, it would look like Cher. I can't. She did raise money for her wedding. Jesus, I can't. Y'all are killing me.
I need to know how she ended up over there in Canada.
Yeah. She an animal killer and an animal activist on YouTube. That's true, though. Because that's what people do. They just put on a facade. I think you all know that she doesn't care about children and she doesn't obviously care about animals. And they go hand in hand. You can't say you love love either or, but you treat the other one different. You don't like any of them. She doesn't like any of them. She probably doesn't like children. Because if you're beating up animals and you're beating up kids and abusing kids or not doing right by your kids, mentally or physically, it's all the same. She doesn't care about anything. She cares about what she does, fighting for people who have committed crimes. I saw some video I passed the other week about some guy she was rooting for, and I thought to myself, man, you just pick up strange people off the street and just start rooting for them because they're locked up. You need to find out a little bit about these people before you start supporting people saying, oh, they made a mistake. They got the wrong guy. They've got the wrong person. Well, you better make sure you know who the hell you're talking to.
Well, she says in her description that she is for those that have been wrongfully accused.
Well, you're not going to get an emergency passport if you didn't have no plans on coming back over. She didn't have any plans on coming back. She probably didn't have any plans on coming back.
She's not coming here because she's probably wanted over here.
Yeah. Well, kids need their mom, period. Even when they're boys, they still need a mother. They need a father.
I got all boys. And my two that are in college, they still call me and ask me the damnedest things.
Yeah.
Shit, they call just to talk. The oldest calls me every morning.
What? The child support warrant. Jesus, I can't.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She don't have custody of her kids. I wonder why she lost that. Because she's unfit, on drugs, in jail.
Cher met Mark, left kids here and moved to Canada with him.
Wow, that's cute.
Thinks she has warrants and too scared to come to the U.S. Yeah. Yeah, Brenda. You'll probably get a lot of views and likes. Have you been wrongly accused? You'll have a lot of chat members. Met Mark, left the kids and moved to Canada with them. Yeah, that's bad. So what's so great in Canada? I mean, I like Canada too, but I'm just saying, when you're single, you can go and do what you want, wherever you want. I'm trying to understand why, if you didn't want to try to bond with your kids, even if somebody else got custody, did you not even want to try to work out a custody agreement where you can at least see the children, visit the kids? Just a cold turkey, just say, well, the hell with it, I'm done. When they're young, it's a difference if they get older and they don't want to have anything to do with you, or you don't have something to do with your kids that are older, you all aren't meshing. Okay, you go your separate way, but when they're younger, you try to make amends when your children are younger. It's very strange. But then it's probably not strange. It's just who she is. She just cared more about doing her own thing.
She's probably a man hopper.
Keeping that passport so she cannot leave. Oh my gosh, please stop. She met him on YouTube, didn't she? Jesus, you all are just saying the damnedest stuff in this chat. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, Alexandra. Yeah. Come back. Be able to come back. Yeah. Oh, blame her sister or friend for the animal abuse charges. Oh, Lord, please. Oh, I can't. I'm drowning. I'm literally drowning. This is some sick stuff. I wonder if her moving to Canada and her child abuse negative or other charges coincide with her move. They might. Pebble says she met him on YouTube. Wow. Well, no, she's a couple years younger than you.
Yeah, she's 38.
Yeah, a few years younger than you. But she looks bad for 38.
Well, yeah, she lost her teeth by 38.
And you don't lose your teeth easily. Let's say that.
Yeah, teeth are pretty hard to lose.
Yeah, teeth are hard. I mean, I know that from getting mine pulled. That first dentist, when I was getting the wisdom teeth out, he was sweating. He said, I've never seen teeth like this before, ever, that you can't pull out.
Teeth,
he said, I have never had wisdom teeth that wouldn't come out. Now, the second go round, when I got the other side done, they were out. I was mumbling under my breath like, he said, honey, I've been had that tooth out. I said, oh, okay. You can't ever tell. But to be her age and no teeth, what have you been doing to have no teeth?
Rubbing that shit on her gums.
Oh, Lord. Why is somebody named Billie Joe in the chat? I'm dead. Meth rot.
Yep.
Whew. Yeah, drugs can affect your skin and your teeth, your nervous system as well. Those are the side effects of using.
I need to know who told her that purple hair was cute. Purple hair looks good on some people.
I can't.
But she does not look good.
She wants to be dark.
When you bitches get tired of talking about me on everyday shenanigans, I'm sick of this bullshit. Just talk all the time. Especially the Kinsley fucking mod.
Kinsley wants to drag you.
And you all just sitting in check is listening to bullshit all the time from everyday shenanigans. She doesn't fucking know
me. Yep. We want to drag you, broad.
I don't have to come to America if I don't wanna. I don't gotta go over there. I can just keep doing what I'm doing, messing with baby killers and make my fucking money.
She's a hoe.
Hey, Laura, you want to come over here and play with me? I'm lonely up here. You know how cold it gets in the winter up here in Canada? I need some friends.
She's a busy guy.
I wonder, does he let her out of the house?
Hell no.
Oh, BK, please stop, Ashley. Please, enough. Don't talk that demon up. Wherever he's been, let him, look, as they say, sleeping dogs lie, let them, please.
They're all over there on that train. All of them.
Wash hands, wash hands. What is that supposed to mean? What is that supposed to mean, Nazi? Wash hands, wash hands. Dear God, I'm dead. Woo. Thank you, sweetie. Thank you. Thank you, Pauline.
I don't care what you bitches think about me. I don't care. I'm in love. I'm in love with an older man. Don't judge me. I'm in love with an older man.
When people tell you who they are, believe them. Yes. Great words of Maya Angelou. Believe them when they show you who they are. That's true. Sometimes we still mess around with people, talk to people, deal with people. It's usually when it's not a good idea. Leave them alone. There's nothing wrong with, if you want to forgive a person, but it doesn't mean you have to go back in. That's where we make our mistakes. It's the going back in. You don't have to go back in. You can just say, well, I forgive you, but I got to keep it moving. We're not going to be talking, dealing with each other. No slumber with one another. Well, anything else? I'm just about done. I mean, it just seems like every day you can't be more amazed with these people. It's like, damn, it's like they take turns. They take turns doing stuff.
Yep, they're stupid. But I'm going to hop on down. You guys have a good night.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later. Well, you guys, I'm going to check out of here too. I've had enough of talking about these fiends. I don't care what they do. They're ill. They're ill to me. So therefore, Jets, what are you talking about? Lumby said, I never had good teeth, even at her age. I have dentures now, and I'm no drug addiction. Just saying, I'm 50. Well, that's what I'm saying. Most people still have their teeth, though, if they don't have any type of condition where their teeth would, deteriorate. But I got a feeling she didn't lose her teeth from being ill or sick. Because when you look at her on the lives, she doesn't look well. And then what's even worse is that you're sitting here going live talking about nonsense, and then you don't look well at the same time. There's just no way I would be going live looking sick, and then I'm talking just gibberish. Like I want people to dislike me. That just makes no logical sense to me. But as I said, people do what they want. I mean, she's just a fame whore. She wants attention. To her, this is probably the most attention she gets is being on a YouTube channel. And there's some people who think like that. This is, they're waiting for me to go live. They can't wait to see me and hear what I have to say. I mean, you just have sick people like that. Well, damn well I don't have no damn dentures, girl. I got all my teeth in my mouth. Thank you, April. Thank you. Queen has all her teeth. They trying to hold on. So we're going to let them stay in my mouth as long as they want to stay in there. But that's the content I played. Court TV. They're breaking down the case. The who's, the where's, the why's. It was really a good live because I like that Vinny broke down all the questions that most people are asking pertaining to the disappearance of Quentin, believed to be deceased. So please check out that content. In the second part of this live, I played a live stream of Egg Balance. And I played it because a lot of things he said was true. You're working with a true narcissist over there. And that other chick she had with her, Laura, just some real ill people. But there's some people, as I said, this is their thing. They like attention. If I can get you angry and upset and cuss me out, I know I'm doing my job. And there's people who rock like that, and they don't have YouTube channels. They like getting under people's skin, saying stuff, talking crazy, acting like they, fell on their head. And some people live like this. That's why I said these people, if you were to meet them in their private life, they're probably just as chaotic. They probably have a lot of chaos going on. They have a lot of chaos. That's okay, honey. But I'm going to try again. Why? Why are you going to try again? Thank you, Kay. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for following the content. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you. If you see me commenting, I'll probably have a different profile than the one that's up here. Because as I said, I had an issue with that change.org trying to set it up while I was on the live yesterday. And then when I got off, it messed up my account. And it's just been a big headache. because that change.org is, both of us had an issue with our phones trying to go into that change.org. I don't really care for dealing with apps. I don't really care for doing all that, but we were just trying to do the right thing by letting you all know that, hey, these people need to pay that money back. So please check out that change.org. It'll be under KM to get Leilani Simon and her mother, Billie Joe Howe, to pay the $250,000 back to the county that the chief requested from the commissions board. They need to pay that money back because she's been deemed the prime suspect. So she needs to pay that money back because that's only right. Oh yeah. I don't have any problems with Canada. Canada's not the problem. Trust me. Queen has been to Canada. Canada is not the problem.
Canada is not the problem. I love Toronto. I just don't care for baby horses, that's all. Nothing wrong with Canada. Okay.
Yes, the Crypt Keeper. Loving the church service. However, it was the exact message my church had this last Sunday. Yeah, well, see, that's why it lets you know they're sick. There's just people just doing stuff to be doing. It's not, there's no love for the church. There's no love for God. There's no way you can even just, and I know we're all sinners, but I just don't see how you can not care about kids and root for somebody that would hurt them, somebody that was neglectful. I don't have anything for anybody that would willingly neglect the child. Because at some point, you know better. Billie Joe knows better because she's already been in trouble with the law. She's lost her children. So there is no reason for her to sign papers for children, and deliberately leave them alone with this mother who she knew was unfit, because all in all, Billie Joe knows her daughter better than anybody. So she did what she wanted to do. And as I said, I believe it's for self-serving purposes such as money. She probably was filing these kids on her taxes, the other ones on the taxes. As you heard that Laura say, she pays for everything. She pays for everything. Bingo. She pays for everything. So that leads me to believe she probably was filing half of those people in the house on her taxes, her and step Paw. So you have to read between the lines of people. Well, it is what it is. Thank you all so much for following the content. Please be safe. If you see something, say something. Be a part of the solution and not the problem. Mind the children. I was supposed to bring you another story, but I'll get to it later, pertaining to this girlfriend and boyfriend that killed her 2-year-old child. They put him in a dumpster in a duffel bag. Luckily, the trash had not been emptied into the landfill. So I will try to bring you that story tomorrow. Thank you all so much for joining me. You all be safe. All right, April, Barb, Angela, Bambi, Brenda, Little Dev, Una, you all be safe out there. Love you too, sweetheart. You all be safe out there. Thank you for joining me. This is Everyday Shenanigans. Like, share, subscribe. Say what? Do it after this one, please. Girl, I got to get some rest. I've had no sleep because I was up all morning trying to fool with my phone that's gotten messed up. So the Queen needs to rest. I'll try to bring it tomorrow because the story is similar to this one. And luckily they found the baby because they had put the baby in a duffel bag. The crazy part about this story, if you Google it, they have her on surveillance, her and the boyfriend walking with the duffel bag. She's carrying the duffel bags. I mean, this is crazy. The boyfriend's not even carrying the bag. I don't know if he's the father of the children. I do know that the rest of her children, I believe, are with the baby's daddy. So I'm assuming all her children may have the same father. I'm not sure. I know she had a total of 4 kids. So please check that content out. This girl killed her kid and they have her on camera walking with her baby in the black duffel bag, disposing it in the dumpster. And then she's coming back on surveillance camera without the bag, her and the boyfriend. Thank you. You all have a good week. I'll talk to you guys a little bit later. Well, She's watched somebody, Leilani. We're just going to pray this won't be a Casey Anthony, because I don't think we could bear if there's no justice for this baby. Oh, just a reminder, a storm is coming down there, so it should be a little quiet down there the weekend. They're going to resume the search Monday. I think Thursday is going to be the last day, and then they'll resume searching for Quentin on Monday, just to let you all know. All right, everybody. Good night. This is Everyday Shenanigans.